morning. So it's a Monday, and as you know, at the moment I have a later breakfast, a later lunch, and then a later dinner because I go to 2 of my fitness classes on a Monday. I get Decades and Clubbercise. So this Monday we've just had an Ocado delivery, so I thought I would take you through my shopping this week, because although we're on Slimming World, we don't go without anything. I look up the SWIP values of the foods I'm eating to make sure I'm staying on plan, and yes, we do have a little treat every now and then. Nothing is out of bounds, but as long as we know what we're doing and when we're doing it, we can plan accordingly. So without further ado, I am going to show you my shopping. So here are my bags of shopping from Ocado. Now let's start. I won't necessarily know exact SWIP points off the top of my head, but what I will do is put them in this video so you can see too. Now this I know is a treat given the time of year, and we do love a hot cross bun, so we have got the mini hot cross buns. So there's 9 in here, so this is a nice little treat for us. I think they're around 5 SWIPs thereabouts, so that's nice. That's a third of my SWIP allowance, so this is a good SWIP for me and a lovely little treat. And next in this bag I have got a fibre choice. These are the mini wholemeal submarine rolls, and you can have 2 of these as a fibre choice. So if you just want a little bit with some soup, 1 is half your fibre choice. So you could have 1 of these and a hi-fi bar. So I'm looking forward to having 1 of these with my soup later tonight after class. And that's that bag done. So next up we'll go to this bag. So I have decided I'm going to create my own Marry Me chicken. As you know, I can't do onions, so I use leeks. So I've got some fresh basil for that. I've actually, with the thanks of Ocado, managed to get this. Now, somebody posted in our Facebook group that this is 7 sprays for half a SWIP, but we also noticed this, which is also 7 sprays for half a SWIP. So I'm looking forward to using these oil sprays for just half a SWIP. Very excited about these. I do often get bored with Frylight, so I am excited for those. Now these are for my hubby, because I am not a fan of bananas, so they are his. Pop those over there. I've got some pasta because I need a certain type for my Marry Me chicken, and that is this, the rigatoni. And I think there are 2 boxes of that. I have some of my favourite piccolini tomatoes, and there is the other box of rigatoni. Get that one out of the way. Let's go to this one. Now this has got some treats for us in here, so I am very partial to these cornflake cakes, and I think it's 2 SWIPs per little cake. So if you just want a little sweet fix that's a bit more than a hi-fi bar, 1 of these is just nice for me. Needed some passata, so I've got a set of 3, so that's ready for the Marry Me chicken and any other thing that I need passata for. Then we like to have pesto. This is the lowest SWIP one, is the tomato and ricotta. I think it is 1.5 swips
No.
or a tablespoon. But as I said, I'm going to put my swip points in. Now we've stocked up on these because they had an offer on, so I have three of that. Don't think hubby ordered the red pesto, which is a shame. We've got the classic green, which I think is 3 swips a tablespoon, but it's nice. So we got 3 of that because they were on offer. But hubby spotted they also do a basil ricotta, so we're going to give that a try. But I sadly think this is also 3 swips as opposed to the tomato one, which is 1.5. But we'll see how it goes and see if I like that. I do really like the tomato one. Next up, now we all know how I love my Skyer and fruit. So I have got these, look what they do on avocado, massive ones, brilliant. I think these are, where is it, kilogram? Can't find the weight. Yes, yeah, there we are. 1 kilogram tubs. So I have 2 of those. I want to try some baked oats, which takes some yogurt, so that's going to come in handy, not just as my breakfast. So we've got 2 of those, so just double that up. And hubby is a bit lactose intolerant, so we've switched over to lacto-free milk. So there's that. We can have in our milk allowances 250 mils of semi-skimmed in a day. We like to do Marmite mushrooms, and we also like to do cauliflower cheese, and we use the Seriously Lighter, and half of one of these tubs is a healthy extra, so that's good. We've got 3 of those as they were also on an offer. Now hubby likes his chicken, so he's got himself some flame grilled chicken breast. I don't mind some of that in a salad. Let's move that over. Now for the Marry Me chicken, we of course need some baby spinach, so there's a nice bag of that. I love Pink Lady apples. It's the only apple I like to eat, so I've got a nice box of those. We've got a fresh cucumber for our salads. We've got my favourite grapes, the Tutti Frutti ones. Love those. Need some lemon. So there's a bag of 2, and also need some quark. So there is a pot of quark there. On to the last bag. So as you know, Marmite mushrooms. So we also need the mushrooms to go with that. So there's a big box there because I won't use all of these for the Marmite mushrooms. We might do a spag bowl with those. And I've got some pea shoots. I love those in a salad. They're a nice garnish, but they go great in a salad. A good speed food. Very underrated by a lot of people. They think they're just garnish. However, I don't. I love to eat them. Some nice fresh raspberries to go with my Skyer and grapes. Of course, I have a fresh pomegranate because it's cheaper to get it like this and decant the seeds myself. And to make the collie cheese with the Seriously Lighter, we have a nice cauliflower. There we go, beautiful. And of course, oh, there's something else missing there. You have some new blackberries. So those, couldn't get any strawberries, and I've still got blueberries. So I'll pick up some strawberries at a later date. And of course, we eat a lot of eggs as protein. So we have got a nice box of 15, which are a mixed weight range, and I love free range. And let's just have a check to make sure these are all right, and they are beautiful. No cracked eggs. I was worried about this here, but they're good. And that's my shopping. That's the shopping all put away, and now I'm going to prep my soup for this evening after my classes, and I'm going to make some lunch. I'm going to do myself an omelette today with, I'm going to put some ham, some peppers, some tomatoes and some cheese inside. I might actually put a bit of mushroom in, seeing as I've got a big box, but I've just found at the back of the cupboard this. We used to have raclette a lot before I started losing weight, and I do look forward to having a treat every now and again, having raclette. But I've looked this up online. As you can see, you know, this is well used, you know, there's some left, but this is actually, I've just looked it up, and this is half a swip for 7 sprays, like the other spray I've just got, but it's just not in a propellered can. So I'm going to use this for my omelette today, and we'll see how it turns out. I'm just going to show you what I do with that great big box of eggs, because it takes up a lot of space on the countertop as it is, and I like to have as much counter space as I can because it's limited here. So I'm just going to flip the camera around and show you. So I have saved these egg boxes for quite some time. I mean, let's have a look at the date on it. September, August. I think this one's quite new. Yeah, this one was a new one when I just needed to top up this. Oh, I think actually we got these while we were away. Anyway, so I'm going to decant these eggs into the smaller boxes because it takes up less room. I can stack them in a pile of 3. So let's, I'm going to give these a good inspection. Oh, no, it's just a mark on the egg. It's not a crack. I can just double check. These are not in any way, shape, form, damaged in any way. Sometimes I weigh my eggs and put similar sizes in similar boxes, but I think these are all a nice medium-sized egg. So one box will have just 3 eggs in, but that's perfect for an omelette. I've got 3 to use up for my last lot of eggs, which I shall use today, and then I'll have all the fresh ones ready for next time. And there we go. 6, 6, 15. I make them in the box like that so it's even when I balance it, and obviously of course I will put the smallest box on the top. These will just sit here on my countertop. There we go. Lovely. And here in my 4th box, because sometimes we get 2 packs of, are my 3 I'm going to be using today in my omelette. Let's crack on and get the soup maker prepped, the veggies, and then we'll get on with my omelette. Now I've just kind of made an error there saying I will do my omelette. Well, actually I'm going to prep the ingredients for that after doing the ingredients for the soup, because as it is lunchtime and I haven't had my breakfast yet because I wanted the shopping to come first so I could have a decent breakfast, I'm going to do my yoghurt and fruit and have that. I'll have my omelette around 4 p.m. so having everything ready in advance will be good for me to quickly cook it and eat it, have it digested, ready for me to go to my class this evening, which will start at 6. so there's enough time to eat that omelette. I'm not having a too heavy day today, food wise. I'm just not feeling it, and I've had a couple of naughty days this week, so yeah, I'm going to have my yogurt and fruit now. Didn't get any strawberries in my shopping, so I'm actually going to add in an apple today. So I may have this separately, or I may just chop it into pieces and put it in with my yogurt, but I think I'm going to eat it separately. So I might just eat this separately now and then prep everything. I'm going to do the soup stuff, I'm going to do the stuff for my omelette. The soup will go on, but my omelette ingredients will be covered and put in the fridge for later. And I'm going to prep my yogurt. So let's crack on with that. I do love a Pink Lady. They are perfect texture. They have got the nicest crunch. They're full of sweetness and just delicious. So my preferred apple choice, Pink Lady, highly recommended. I'm going to go through what ingredients I've got to go in the soup today and prep them for you. So I've already washed my hands, and today we're using a veggie stock pot, using some garlic, using some sweet potatoes. I'm using a massive red pepper. I'm going to put in some carrots. I'm also going to put in a leek, because I don't use onions, as you know, and I'm going to put in some celery. My celery's gone a bit bendy, but it will be good to go in the soup. So without further ado, I am going to prep this veg, but I will fast forward it so you're not waiting around for me to peel things slowly. So let's crack on and get this ready. Now I've prepped my veggies, so let's pop it in the soup maker. So in here I've got the sweet potato on the top. Weirdly, two different colours. You've got a very light sweet potato and a very orange. Excuse Pixie shouting. I think she's barking at the cat on the stairs. She's settled down now. So yeah, that's the sweet potato. Then there's the carrots and the celery in here. Let's get that all in. Lovely. There's that in there. Then I have the red pepper here. Nearly filled the bowl up. There's a nice, lovely big red pepper, as you saw. Pop that in. And then, of course, I've got the leek. Okay, oops, sorry, didn't mean to knock the camera. Hope you preferred the sped up chopping and peeling of the veggies. Right, that's all in there. Now, of course, I did not do the garlic as yet, so I will move the soup maker to one side and do the garlic. I'll just give the border rinse. There we go. Also gave the knife a nice rinse. Doesn't need to be that thorough. Only had veggies on. Now I've got 3 cloves of garlic left on this bulb, so I'm going to use all 3 in this. Bring the soup maker back. There we go. And we won't get the skin in, just the lovely chopped garlic. There we go. Put that out of the way. Now I have got my stock in a jug with half a litre of water. That's about a pint. Just over half a litre, about 550 ml. So there we go, that has dissolved my stock pot. We'll pop that all in. Is that enough water? Yeah, that looks good. Last thing to add is some spices. So I've got some smoked paprika and some cayenne pepper. I'm just going to put a little bit of the cayenne in. Don't like it too spicy, so that's a 1/8 of a teaspoon. Pop that in the top. Pop its lid back on. Get a fresh spoon. And I'm going to put about 1/4 of a teaspoon of smoked paprika. So that's 2 of these in there. There's the smoked paprika. And that will give it a nice flavour. So a quick mix of all that together so the flavours combine. Lovely. Make sure none of those ingredients are above. Want them to all get combined, and make sure they all go in the lovely soup. There we go, none sitting up too high. And just get those bits off my spoon, because we don't want to waste them, especially as that's the garlic and the leek. There we go. And now it's on with the lid. Pop it on. There we go. And as per normal for me, a cream soup, and we'll set it off. Pop it over there to do its stuff. So for my omelette this evening before classes, I am going to put some sweet peppers, mushroom, some piccolino tomatoes, one more of those, put the ones that have fallen off first, and some honey cured ham, plus one of these snack lighter Cathedral City cheeses, and that has 20 grams in it. I'll give you the Swift value of that later. I think it's 3 for this, but I could have another and use it as my healthy extra, or I might be able to split that as a healthy extra. So I'll have a look into that and tell you what I'm doing, but this I found is enough cheese when it's grated finely for a 3-egg omelette. So I'm going to prep these ingredients ready, so this afternoon when I want to have this after my breakfast, I can just throw it together quickly. So without further ado, let's crack on with that. I'll leave the peppers till last, just because the sweet peppers do not cut without so many seeds falling out as easily as a bell pepper. As I did with the soup, I'm going to do the next bit very quickly and speed the process up so you don't have the boredom of watching me do everything individually. So let's see that happen. Yes, I did just go and wash my knife and board from cutting the ham. I'll just dry these. That's better. So let's chop the tomatoes and the sweet peppers. Let me move that out of the way. I'll do this fast again. my ham, mushroom and peppers all chopped. There's the peppers. There's the ham. And here are the tomatoes. And in here is the mushroom. Now I cannot grate this up yet because I don't have enough small tubs, and I found it best the other night to grate it finely on top when everything is in the pan. So we will come back later this afternoon when I am prepping my omelette for my tea. Now, as I was prepping my ingredients for my omelette this evening, I heard the soup maker finish its process. So shall we take a look at the soup? It may need an extra blend, it may not. I might just have to decant it, but let's walk over there now. Okay, so as you see, it's stopped doing its thing and it's on the keep warm. Now let's unveil this beauty today. Still bubbling away. I think I might give it an extra blend, but it does look pretty good. Oh, it smells amazing. I'm going to give it, no, I don't know actually. Let's have a look. It's definitely very warm. Let's get in there. Look at that. Yummy. I think actually it can just be decanted into the pots. And that is decanted. A litre of soup here. Oh, sorry that it's jumping about. Not sure why. But yes, a litre of the soup there. And I do use a spatula to get every last drop out that I can. Yum. I'll look forward to having that tonight. So, my massive 1 kilogram skyer. I'm going to put some of that into my bowl first. That's a massive tub. Sadly, the top is not as good as what it would be on the smaller pots. The tear of the top didn't come off as well. That's all right. I can fix that. I can put something else on. So I'll take that completely off out of the way. Get rid of that. Give it a bit of a stir in the pot. Means I can put as much as I'd like of this in and really fill up. And it's all good for me. Look at that. Lovely amount there. No waste. Brilliant. Put that out of the way. Okay, so look at what I have got. Someone picked me up some lovely strawberries. So on my yogurt I will have strawberries, blueberries, the blackberries, the raspberries, my favourite Tutti Frutti grapes, and of course some pomegranate seeds. So let's get on with this. I am going to bring that back and throw in some of these nice blueberries. I'm going to keep some of the bigger ones out and chop those to put on the top. And I'm going to throw in some of these titchy tiddly ones. This punnet has some very tiny little grape blueberries in, so I'm going to pop those and stir those into the yogurt itself. Not adding mixed spice today, but I am going to stir these through so I can get blueberries throughout my spoonfuls. Load it up. Where's my spoon? So yeah, I'm going to stir these through. Mix those in. Again, I'm not getting rid of any of that. Lovely. I'll move that to one side. And those blueberries, because we're going to come back to those. This wouldn't be the normal little punnet of strawberries I have. This is a very small punnet. I think they went to the greengrocers, but I have to say, not impressed. Look at that one. There's a lot of waste on that one. But if you trust somebody else to get your fruit for you, you've got to hope that they pick out the best. So I'm not going to use my huller today because I'm going to have to cut quite a bit out of this one, as you can see. Let's just get rid of that not very nice bit and cut more of that unripe bit off. Shame, because these could have been really good, but not sure they're going to be the best strawberries, so I'm going to cut them slightly smaller than I normally would, and I think I might stir this one especially through, chop it in some smaller pieces. That can go in with the blueberries and be stirred through. I'll get my spoon back. There's going to be a lot of backwards and forwards getting extra steps in today. Let's just stir that in now. It's definitely going to be a very loaded bowl of fruit and yogurt. Leave that spoon there for now. Get some of these strawberries prepped as good as I can. cannot wait for British strawberry season to start. Not sure where these have come from. I wonder if the packet says. I think they're Spanish, but let's see what they're like when I get to eat this. I'm going to decorate my bowl aesthetically, and I will show you that when I have put everything on it. I don't need my spoon anymore, so I'm going to get that out of the way. One more strawberry, so that's 3 strawberries in total. Well, 2 3/4, because obviously that first one was not the best. One's inside, these 2 are on top. Now let's put some blackberries on. Oh, these look nice. A nice little dainty one. So I might actually put those in whole. Lovely. I'll sort of put some in whole. I think I might still chop some up. Maybe just in half though, not in quarters. Lovely blackberries. Really nice. Couple more. For me. Oh, yummy. They are delightful. I'm not going to tear these today. I'm going to give them a little chop instead. Nice fresh raspberries. Let's give one of those a try too. Really nice. Lovely. Pop in my Tutti Frutti grapes. Yes, I did eat one of those. Would you like to see so far? Let's move that out of the way, as I don't need to cut anything but the blueberries I'm putting on. Look at that. A little tiny one there. Put that in the middle. Oh, that fell. on top of another one. Oh well. Definitely getting my 5 a day in today with all the veggies and the fruits. Cut these blueberries. Gives a little bit more colour dimension, a bit more excitement to my yogurt and fruit. And then I will top it with some pomegranate seeds. Oh, didn't want to go in. Well, there we go. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? It's also pretty delicious as well, I can tell you that. I'm going to pop these pomegranate seeds on. As you know, I got a new one of these in my shopping today, so I'm going to be quite generous with these. Not let that one go to waste. In fact, I'm going to finish these up because why would I want to leave a couple of spoons in there? And there we have it. My Skyer with fruit. It's loaded with speed foods, the strawberries, the raspberries, the blackberries. They're all speed foods, and the rest are all free foods. So the grapes and the pomegranate seeds are just free foods, all the berries are speed foods, and the Skyer yogurt is a free food. I'm going to go and enjoy this now. As you can see, it's sunny today, so I've just come into the lounge to sit down with my yogurt and fruit and look at the state of these two. I just thought I would introduce you to my pets. They don't often sit close to each other, but the sun's out and it's brought them together. Let me introduce to you properly Pixie, our little pup, who's 3, and Bella, our gorgeous cat, who is 4. They're both rescues and they are sunning themselves. So it looks like I shall be sitting somewhere else. Pixie's where I normally sit, giving me the side eye, and Bella is where Pixie normally sits on her blanket. So I'm going to go to the other couch and enjoy my yogurt and fruit. So I'm actually sat next to Bella, who's now washing her paw. I don't think you can actually see her. No, you can't. Sorry about that. But I'm going to eat my yogurt and fruit, which is my breakfast, although later than most people would eat their breakfast. Oh, Bella is trying to come and say hello and see what I've got in my bowl. but it's not for you, Missy, is it? So I'm going to enjoy this. As you can see from my bowl there, it's fully loaded today. And as you saw me putting it together, you could see that too. Sorry, just blow my nose. I'm going to be awkwardly eating this with Bella on my lap. There you go. Oh, she's settled. And these lovely fresh fruits that came on the shopping. Let's try one of these strawberries. Not too bad. Not as flavoursome as some. Definitely not as flavoursome as the British ones, which will come into season soon. Got the nice crunch of the pomegranate seeds. Might be quite predictable with my breakfasts at the moment, but I'm going to be trying some new things soon, so I will just share them with you all. I do hope you like these, what I eat in a day. I think it shows you some variety, somewhat some predictability, and more of who I am. I'm going to go and finish this now, and I'll come back later this afternoon when I make my omelette for my early tea. So it's almost 4:20. I'm just going to do my early lunch, no, my late lunch, sorry, my late lunch, which is my omelette. So I'm going to put the grill on. So I will put it up to 245. There we go, 245. Put that on, and now I'm going to prepare the omelette to pop in. This is just to grill off the top rather than try and flip it over. So I've got my pan ready on the hob. Here's the jug where I'm going to crack the eggs into. I've got my mixed herbs there, which I will add. There's my spray, and that's 7 sprays of half a swip, which I will spray in the pan to cook the omelette. I've got my fine grater here that I will grate my 20 grams of lighter cheese. There's all the ingredients I prepped earlier. If you remember, I've got peppers, I've got ham, I've got tomatoes and mushroom. So I'm going to load up the camera into my tripod, and we're going to pop this omelette together. Okay, so I've got my jug ready. I'm going to move my herbs out of the way. If you remember, we've got 3 eggs to use. One. Two. And 3. Now I don't put anything else in with my eggs. It's purely egg alone. No adding any milk or anything. So I'm going to beat these first and then add my herbs. There we go. Now I'm going to add a nice bunch of herbs. There we go. And we're going to mix it again. Ooh. Sent a few out there. Moved the tripod over to where I've got my pan so you can see the next process. So I'm going to give it a few spritzes of this. That was 7 for half a soup. Just going to give this a wipe around with pastry brush so it covers the whole bottom. There we go. Pop the whole on. I'm just going to open up my tubs so it's easy to add the ingredients. Make it nice and easy to add everything. Now I'm just going to open my cheese and put it in my grater. Just pop it in there, ready to grate. So we'll start off by adding the herby egg mixture. Get that all out. As you can see, it gives a nice coverage of this pan. Now we're going to add everything to it. So I'm going to scatter the peppers in there. Try and get a nice coverage everywhere. And you see the nice mixture of yellow and orange peppers is a good combination. Get these last few out. Cut them small because it gives you a bit of pepper in every bite, which is nice. I'm going to add the ham next. Doesn't matter if they're big bits, just gives it that protein in there. Get a nice coverage. Cover every area so that there's some for every mouth. I like to have a bit of everything in each mouthful I have. I'll put the mushrooms on next. You would have seen that I do use all of the mushroom stalk included. Nothing goes to waste here. Put another bit there. And finally the tomato. There we go. Just add a little bit of mushroom, won't let that go to waste. And finally, we just grate the cheese over the top. So I shall do that now. As you can see, this has a really nice, fine grating on it. And you will see, as I grate this, that 20 grams goes a long way. And it's just enough for a 3-egg omelette. Just have to check it's all grated. If we're going to swip it, we need to use it. And I think, oh, there's a little bit there. It's the only thing with the little blocks. It gets stuck a little bit. There we go. As you can see, it's cooking nicely. I think it is about time to put it under the grill. So I'm just going to do that now. And in it goes. It's going to be in there for a few minutes, about 5, and it will brown the top on, and we will come back when I dish it up. So I've just warmed a plate up in the microwave because I do not like to have a cold dish when I'm putting something hot on it. So obviously, because I'm doing the omelette, a warm plate is needed so it doesn't lose heat fast. We're just going to go and check how the omelette's getting on in the grill. Let's have a quick peek. That's looking lovely. So I'm going to get my oven gloves and get the pan out of the oven, and we'll dish up. Okay, I'm just going to get the omelette from the grill. Turn this off first. I've got my oven gloves on because this pan handle will be hot, hot, hot. It's beautifully cooked. I'm just going to loosen it up to get it out of the pan. It doesn't need loosening too much because we sprayed it well. Just always give it a little scooch underneath so it serves up without folding over. There we go, a bit off centre. So I'll just move that with my spatula. And there we are. There is my omelette. And I'm going to enjoy this for my late lunch. So now I am going to enjoy this omelette for my late lunch. It looks gorgeous, as you saw. And it smells even better than it looks. Actually, it looks as good as it smells because I made a nice effort to making it appealing to the eye. It's really good. The mixed herbs really give it an extra dimension. So far today, with this and what I ate for breakfast, I've only had half a swip. So I've got some room later to have a little treat. But I'm going to go and finish this off now, and then I'll be getting ready to go to my fitness classes. So I'm just walking down to my fitness classes this evening. It's just gone 5:30. My first one starts at 6 for 45 minutes. That's decades, and then it's 6 o'clock. No, I start at 6, sorry. And it's 6 till 6:45, that's decades reloaded. And then I've got 7 till 7:45 for club size. So I've got my coat on because it's chilly. But I've got my backpack on, as you can see, which has got my indoor trainers in, because the hall where we do tonight's fitness is it's a dance studio with a sprung floor, so we wear indoor trainers only, so as not to damage the sprung floor. Looking forward to tonight's classes, getting my groove on, getting my vibe on, and I'll be glowing because I've got my wild legs. Bubblegum leopard leggings on, and I'll try and get a photo to show you those under the UV lights. It'll be after one of the classes before the lights get switched back on. But I definitely do glow. So I'll try and remember to get a photo that I can pop in this video for you of my glowing legs and, well, the rest of me anyway. You can see my glasses are different to what I normally wear in my videos because these are my old glasses, and I don't mind if these should get knocked or fall off or get damaged, unlike the ones I wear normally. Anyway, I'm going to continue walking to my classes and concentrate on the walk. And I'll catch you later afterwards when I eat the soup that I made earlier on. The omelette was delightful, and I did get the peppers in every bite. Just come back from my 2 fitness classes, had a great time, and I am just doing my late dinner. So I shall flip the camera and show you what I'm having. in total today I will have had 9 swips in total. So I have put myself about 2.5, maybe 3 ladlefuls of soup in my mug that I am going to heat up in the microwave. I've got my mini sub roll, which is half of one of my healthy extras. I've put a little bit of butter inside. That's going to be some of my swips. Also, as my swips are so low, I'm treating myself to one of the mini hot cross buns that came with the shopping, and that is 5.5 swips. And obviously I used some butter on that too, which I have accounted for, which I'm going to share the plate rather than get too dirty. So without further ado, I'm going to heat this up and go and enjoy it. So I've decided I'm also going to have a yogurt. It's a light and free Greek style yogurt, cherry flavoured, which is 1 swip. So that brings my swip total today up to 10. And this is my late dinner tonight. So I've got the soup I made earlier with a mini sub, and for after I've got the cherry light and free plus my mini hot cross bun. So I had half a swip with my oil that I used for my omelette. I've got 1 swip there, I've got 5.5 there, and with the butter between the 2 of those I've put it down as 2 teaspoons, which is 3 swips, so a total of 10 for the day. And now I'm going to sit down and enjoy this. If you have liked my content, please give me a subscribe. Please also like the video and give me a comment on how you think this food for today has been.